Hi everyone, it's Dwillis, Kiwi Scrapper from New Zealand, and I'm here to share today to share with you two altered canvases which I've done as smallish wall hangings for our lounge. Before I start showing you these things, I just want to let you know about a new crafter on YouTube, and her name is Nikki. Her channel is Serenity6883, and I'll write that in the description box below, so you can just go and, pop over to her channel, show her some crafting love, become a subby, because she's, brand new, and she needs our friendship, she needs our crafty love, and our support. So, so guys, just pop on over and become a subby. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. I bought this yesterday, which was Saturday here in New Zealand. $2.50 from a craft shop. Not from a craft shop, from a thrift shop, op shop. I love it. Look at that. All glissy and lustery and pretty. Okay, so without further ado, here's my first one. I hope that's showing up quite well. It's like 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon here while I'm doing this, and so the light's not amazing. It's just that weird light that's sort of going a little bit dull. And anyway, but hopefully you'll see it. I've got the light overhead. So this started life as a small canvas. It's 8 inches in height, and I popped into a craft shop last week to get some stuff, and they had a small sale going on, and I spotted these altered canvases. They're flat canvases, and this size was $1.99, that's New Zealand dollars, and if you bought one you got one free. They had more expensive ones as well, bigger ones, but this is the size I want. So I wasn't intending to do an altered wall hanging, or an altered canvas, but I couldn't pass that by. Two of these canvases for $1.99, and if I go back in next week into the city and they've still got them, I'll get some more, because it's great, and they'd be good for swaps as well, because they're really neat to work on. So anyway, I decided to do this in vintage style, and I had this little image. I got my husband to print it up for me on A4 white photocopying paper probably a few weeks ago now, because I just loved it so much. His little brother and sister playing with a hoop. It's Edwardian, so between 1901 and 1910. Look at her little pantalettes sneaking out below that little beautiful little dress, and the way that little boy is snuggling into her. That's just gorgeous, isn't it? So I love the image, and what I did was I decided to use it for this project, and I Mod Podged it on both sides, several layers, letting them dry between. I quite like the brush strokes and things, and that just gives it an nice old look, and it makes it a little bit more tougher. Not that it's going to be exposed to anything hanging on a wall, but it's good to do these things. And the next thing I did was I had my husband also, poor man, print up this and another print that's on the other one, and which I got off the internet, and it was on stark white A4 photocopying paper, and then I just tea dyed it. You've got to be careful that it doesn't rip or anything like that, but I don't leave it in for too long. So there's that. So then I glued that onto the back with just a normal fabric glue all over, and I purposely sort of like wrinkled it up so that it looks really old. So you'll see there's a few wrinkles here and there. Next thing I did was I just put this beautiful lace that I had. I meant to get prepared. I meant to have this lace to show you, and I haven't. But I just think I can see it. Yep, I have found it. I spotted it because I've got a set of Edwardian glass-fronted drawers out of a shop. So so I can see everything I've got in those drawers, which is wonderful. And I just spotted this. This was something I bought a long time ago, probably a year or two ago, from a shop in my hometown of Napier in the North Island of New Zealand, and I just thought this was gorgeous. It's embroidered lace, isn't it? Just fabulous. It's quite wide, heavily embroidered, both the same. It's just lovely. And I haven't had a chance to use it, but it's a beautiful coffee colour. So I decided I would use it for this vintage type project, and I put some in this corner showing the two flowers, and some in that corner showing the two flowers. And in the centre of the two flowers I put little 4mm mocha coloured flat back pearls off eBay. And over top of that I've got a piece of just white, it's not white, sorry, cream lace, crochet type lace, and I've put the same lace all around the outside as well. And then I've popped in a fabric flower, which is off a metre strip I've got. Actually I think this came in a swap, or yes, in a swap from Irene, Seriously Scrapping on YouTube. She lives in Australia. I think she sent me a little bit of that, pretty sure of that. And I popped in a 10mm mocha pearl, flat back pearl in there. Then down here I put, well, underneath this picture, before I stuck it in, I put some ivory tulle, and I left it standing up above all the other, like, sorry, I'm out of frame there, above all the other flower, you know, the other embellishments and laces and things. I wanted that sticking up on that side as well. And then I stuck the image down with the fabric glue, because you don't use hot glue guns on these things. It makes horrible bumps and ridges. It just sets too quickly. And then I put in this little narrow darker cream lace and put all 4mm mocha pearls all around there to act like a sort of a frame. And then here I put it's the remains of a doily, vintage doily, that I used on an altered cigar box in a challenge for Irene, Seriously Scrapping, in Australia. And this is the bit that I cut off that doily. So it goes from here and it goes right around here. So it always pays to keep all your scraps. And it just glued nicely in around there. It's sort of got a pearlized sheen to it. These are this and this over here. They came in a swap with Sonia Steptoe in Australia, and they're little finely crocheted flowers. I don't know whether Irene did this herself, because I know she crochets, but whether she did these ones I don't know. That one's got a mocha 10mm mocha flatback pearl, and this one's got a Wild Orchid Craft rose, mocha rose in there, and I just fashioned them so instead of laying flat they kind of like stood up. There's a very fine Venice lace here that I bought locally, or in the city, and it was stark white, so I tea stained that to get the desired colour, and then I just put the 4mm mocha pearls across there. Coming up onto this side, this is a lace applique. Oh, see, I've forgotten. Underneath all of this, the first thing I did over the altered canvas, which was already painted a cream colour, was put this lovely vintage doily. You can't see hardly anything of it now, just the edge, but it was a very lovely rectangular vintage doily which fitted absolutely perfectly onto this 8-inch, I guess it's by 6, canvas. And I had two, so I put them one on each. So that's under there. But on top of this, this is a lace applique flower, which I think came from Sonia Steptoe in our swap. And on top of that, I put a smaller, this is a larger one, this is a smaller mocha coloured fabric rose out of a strip, and I think that came from Irene, Seriously Scrapping. And there's a mocha pearl I put in there. And all around it I put a cream eyelash trim. And that came from something I bought a few years ago actually off eBay in America. And when the lady sent it over, she put all this around it, and I thought, oh, I'm going to keep that. had no idea what I was going to do with it, but there you go, I've used it. Okay, so down here I've got two more of these smaller mocha fabric roses with flat back mocha pearls, 10mm pearls in there, a couple of little Wild Orchid Craft mocha roses, another of these larger cream fabric roses here with the mocha pearl in there, and underneath this I put it's not a fan, but it goes from here right the way around here, and it's 1990s lace that I bought, or it might have been 1980s lace actually, that I bought when I lived in Singapore for a year. Bought a lot of beautiful laces from them. Most of them have disappeared over the years, but I kept that one. And here I just put in a rough kind of bow of beige lace, and I put some ivory string pearls in there. Just glued them in there, dangling down from the bow. Over here there's a organza flower that came from a recent prize winning from Irene, Seriously Scrapping in Australia, from her challenge for an altered tag and an altered box. That this came as part of the prize giving. So I kind of like flattened it out a bit because they're quite high, and it's quite pretty. It's sort of like brown and white. It's very pretty. Just a little tiny cream bow up here with a little pearl in it. And here I put cream organza and cream silk ribbon dangly bits. And on this one I doubled it up, so I glued it at the top again, and I put a little charm that came from Irene, Seriously Scrapping, on YouTube in Australia. That was part of my winnings as well. It's pretty. It's a little glass heart on a silver ring. So I just put that there and doubled the ribbon back up and glued it at the top. So that's that. Just to finish it off, I put a very sort of I think it's like a homespun cotton vintage, it's almost like bias binding, but I'm not sure what it was. It was in my mother's sewing stash, which I inherited when she passed away in 1997, and she was 88, so she would have had this for many years before that. It may even be from the 50s or the 60s when I was a child. She did a lot of sewing then. So that's that one. Okay. The next one is this one. Again, it's in vintage style. Different colours, as you'll see. This one's cream and pale mochas. This one's mainly tea stained laces and things with cream. So I'm going to go quickly over this. Image of a later Edwardian brother and sister, and they're playing on the swing on a tree. And there's that stuff there which I tea dyed and wrinkled up before I put on the back. I've used exactly the same lace for the frill, but this is tea dyed. The other one is the original colour of cream. So I love tea staining stuff. You gotta be careful you don't turn it orange, but I just love it. It comes out so beautifully. The back of this was the same rectangular doily. I don't know where I can see a piece now. Isn't it a shame that we cover these things up? Oh, there's a little tiny bit right down the bottom there, but yeah. Actually, you can see some of it through there because I haven't covered that bit up. Oh, just around here. That's lovely. Anyway, some more of this, the cream one here, the same as I fanned it out on that side. On the opposite side, I did it the same here. This is a pale mocha or coffee coloured, latte coloured fabric rose, which is I got off Trade Me, which is the New Zealand equivalent of eBay. Beautiful bling centre. There's some of this eyelash trim in here that I used on the other, but I've just whirled it round. And behind it there's a vintage 1930 sort of gauzy fabric. I just popped in there. Got two of these roses that I used on the other one, but these ones I didn't put the pearl centres in because I wanted them to be more of a formed rose. Underneath that, which is just showing a little bit here, there's a part of a, there it is there and here, it was off the edge of a white vintagey, probably 1960s I think, cotton placemat, and I tea stained them. They came out really well, and so I just put that all across here, cut out a piece and put it there. The two flowers are there. On top of this flower I put a pink gauzy flower which came from Sonia Steptoe in Australia as part of a swap. It was just a single layer. I think she might have cut it out with her big shot. That went down there, and twirled around some of more of the cream eyelash trim, put a little pearlized sequin in the middle, and there's another little bit here which was just a circle, and I just popped that into this crochet flower which I got from Sonia Steptoe in the swap, and popped in a ivory coloured flat back pearl, 10mm. Around the picture itself, again I put the tulle, but I didn't stand it up in this one because I wanted to put things around the picture more closely, so I just laid it flat so you just see bits of it. There's a tea stained small organza applique. I've done that bit there. There's around to frame the picture itself, it was a white braid, quite a fancy braid, but very narrow, delicate. I tea stained it, put it all the way around, and then I interspersed, decorated it with the little sequins, the pearlized sequins. There's an applique, tea stained applique down here, which I haven't laid flat. You can just sort of see it there. This is part of it, so the leaf is standing way up, and that's part of it. That's the flower part. And this is another one out of the same bunch, but much bigger, tea stained. Two of the smaller roses that are in the mocha colour. A little cream lace bow. There's some avocado skinned dyed appliques here, and one here, and all along here, and with a bit of topaz bling. Some more of that braid that I tea dyed that's around the frame, and there's a cream applique here sitting on top of this same type of lace that I put on the other one. And this lovely pearl trim came from Sonia Steptoe in Australia as well. So, I've put some pearls down here just snaking around, as you can see. Sorry, I've had to do that quickly because I don't want to run out. And I've put the same hanger, the homespun thing from my late mother's stash. There's a little prima flower here with a little very, very, very pale pink fancy thing. So there's touches of very pale pink in that one. And there they are. That's the two of them together. And thank you for watching. I hope you like them. I love making these, and I'm really pleased with the result. They look really vintagey. Please put a comment below, and if you haven't become a subscriber, I'd love you to become one. Okay, hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.